For countless thousands of years, my wildernesses flourished through a mix of cooperation and competition. And then humans came along and they started to grow stuff. Crops, for instance. And then there were harvests. And to store them in corners of me, villages were built. Now, when there was a surplus in these villages that could be bought and sold, competition escalated into domination. Before long, what I started to see was that agriculture didn't just domesticate and control animals and bits of wilderness. It also domesticated and controlled people. As time passed, cooperation seems to have faded, and coercion and domination took over. And domination, once it's in place, has to be kept going. It has to be made to seem natural and inevitable. Eventually I saw a few people becoming perpetrators of domination, but most people became victims, and some were both. I didn't like it. The perpetrators of domination were and are constantly being celebrated as if they were wonderful. What is all this? And wherever there was domination, there was also violence. War is one of the poisoned fruits of domination. And alongside the millions who died in wars and conflict, millions of their wives and children carried the pain and loss through the years that followed. This is the price of domination. Lots of people tortured to death and murdered and enslaved. Their blood stained the ground of me too often and in too many places. And their suffering did me no harm that I couldn't survive. But today, the empires of domination have fused together. I feel overwhelmed. There have always been people of the book, soldiers of righteousness, smiling cobras, architects of arithmetic, and divine calculators of power over. I've seen them come and go, and I watched with horror the capture of half the world. The dominions, as they called them, mercilessly exploited. It faded. I was pleased. But then another empire took over. And before long, this full spectrum dominance was biting into me, and it hurt.
We never bow, we never bend, we never break. When confronted with crisis. No, we endure, we overcome. We are America, second to none, and we own the finish line.
Force, domination, violence, and its victims have come to seem natural and inevitable. It seemed to me a story people had made up, powerful people, telling themselves it was okay to be a tyrant. And domination has become domesticated as play, as kids' stuff. Even having fun with men with guns. And learning how to do domination has been domesticated as leisure brands. Don't be a loser. And similarly, fighting has been domesticated as health and fitness activities. Alongside this, the domestication of women as inferior or inadequate persons continues. That this is also believed to be natural and inevitable still shapes human wildernesses everywhere. And the exploitation of women mirrors exactly the exploitation of the planet that I have to endure. It's been great to see women getting together to challenge domination, especially male domination. In some parts of the planet, I still see campaigners like these facing arrest and even execution. Resistance is essential because in too many of my wildernesses, they believe might is right. It's dog eat dog, win, lose. Domination too often speaks the language of death. It fills the skies with planes like these. They're instruments of threat and submission. And as I've seen too often, if you resist or try to evade the grasp of domination, it's likely to turn you into a target. Dominion tries to make reality what it has to be, what power insists it must be. And the violence of dominion shuts down the heart. It terrorizes the timid. It breaks the will. It kills confidence and pulls the trigger for fight or flight, apathy and paralysis. I've seen so much suffering